Hello students, welcome to Biozone. In previous video, we have studied about biodiversity, binomial nomenclature and the rules of binomial nomenclature. And in today's video, our topic of discussion is taxonomy, systematics, and we will study what is classification. Okay, so let's get started. See, we know that we have almost 1.7 million different kind of species on our earth, correct? So, to study this huge number of organisms, scientists have decided that we can classify these organisms into various categories. And so that why it is necessary? It is necessary because we can, in this way, we can study those organisms in much efficient way. Okay. So what is classification? Classification is the process by which group group or we can classify the living organisms into various categories. Okay. See, what is the definition of classification? Classification is the process by which here anything means we are talking about living organisms. Anything is grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observable characters. What does it mean? It means that on the basis of the characters that we can notice on that organism, placing or grouping that organism into some categories, and this process is known as classification. Okay, let's understand this with an example. By pointing towards a cat, if we ask you what is this, some of you may answer me that it is a animal. Okay, some of you may answer that it is an animal. Some of you may answer that it is a mammal. Okay, it is a mammal. What is mammal? Mammal means the animals that have mammary glands. Okay, so cats have mammary glands, so we can call the cat as mammal. Okay, and some of you may say that the cat, it is a cat. Okay, it is a cat. So see, all these answers are correct. All these answers are correct. That means what we are doing, we are placing the cat into various categories. Animal is a category. Okay, we can place the cat into our animal category because cat is animal. Definitely cat is an animal. Similarly, we can place the cat into mammal category because cat is a mammal, and we can place the cat into the cat category. That means the species cat itself. Okay, we can place them into that cat species category also. Okay, so all these answers are correct. This is classification. Okay, actually this is the scientific way. Okay, actually here this is the scientific way of writing the classification of an organism. Okay, see here the kingdom animalia means the animal category. All the animals are included in this animal category. Okay, so kingdom animalia, we can place the cat into that animal category, right? So when actually this is we are classifying the cat. Okay, this actually the classification of cat. So first thing we can write that kingdom animalia. Okay, kingdom animalia. Then phylum chordata. What is that phylum? Phylum means another relatively small category within this kingdom animalia category. Okay, so that is phylum chordata. We can place the cat into that phylum chordata also. Why? Because chordata means the animals that have notochord. Cats have notochord, so we can place the cat into that chordata phylum also. Within that phylum chordata, another relatively small class is class Mammalia. Class Mammalia means all the animals that have mammary gland. We can place all of them into that Mammalia category, and cat have mammary gland, so we can place the cat into that Mammalia category also. Okay, but within that class Mammalia category, another relatively small group is order Carnivora. And as cat eat flesh, right? So we can place the cat into that order Carnivora category also. Okay, and order Carnivora category um, comprises dog, lion, tiger, all the animals that are carnivorous. Okay, so as cat is carnivorous, we can place the cat into that order Carnivora category. Like this, within that order Carnivora, another relatively small group is family Felidae, and we can place the cat into this Felidae category also. And see, this is actually the scientific name of the cat. Okay, in previous video we have know that how we can write the scientific name. Okay, so this is actually the scientific name of cat, and we know that the first component of scientific name is genus. Okay, genus name. So here the Felis is the genus name of cat. Okay, look, this is the genus name of cat, Felis. And the what is the species name of cat? Catus. So what is the scientific name of cat? Felis catus. So this is actually the whole classification of cat. This is how we can classify the cat into various convenient categories based on some easily observable characters, and this process is what we are calling classification. Correct? I hope it is clear. Okay. So now here one thing you must notice that we are talking about the kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, and what I am telling that these all are categories. In scientific way, we can tell that the scientific term for the category is taxa. You have to memorize the word taxa. It is important. Okay. The word taxa, that means kingdom is also a taxa. Okay, kingdom is a taxa, phylum is a taxa. These are all taxa. That means we can call this kingdom, phylum, class, order, family. We can call these a category. We can call these a taxa, and we can call these a group. Okay, we can call this a rank. Okay, we can call this a rank, and we can also call these a unit of classification. These are all a unit of classification, so we can call them a unit also. Okay, so these are all various names of the category. You have to memorize the thing. Okay, now we will move to the taxonomy. Okay, now we will move to the taxonomy. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy actually means the systematic arrangement of organisms. Okay, so to study taxonomy, we have to keep in mind that taxonomy is based on four main pillars. Okay, what are the pillars? First one is characterization. First one is characterization. See, first one is characterization. The second one is identification. The third one is classification, and the fourth one is nomenclature. What are these? Okay, we will study one by one. Suppose you find an unknown organism. Suppose you find an organism that looks like that have two eyes, that have a lip, and that have a pair of glass. Okay, and somehow it looks like this. It has two wings. Okay, it has two wings, and somewhat looks like this. Okay, you have find an organism. So first thing you can do, first thing you can do is that you have to write down all the characters of that organism. You can what are the character of that organism? That we can write that it has two eyes. Okay, so it has eyes, it has glasses. Okay, glasses, it has wings, it has lips. So these are all characters, and first thing we have to do is we have to note down the characters of that organism. Okay, and this is known as characterization. Clear? After that, what we have to do? Just take a moment and think, this organism is somewhat related to birds. It somewhat looks like a bird, correct? Because it has two wings, so we can say that it has some similarities with the birds, correct? So this is identification. That means ki the unknown organism that you have found, you have to match that's unknown organism to an organism that is already known to you. Okay, this is called identification. Okay, after that we have to classify this unknown organism. We have to classify this unknown organism. How we will classify that organism? See, we know the classification of bird. Okay, we know the classification of bird. Bird is, what is the classification of bird? Bird is Animalia kingdom, the kingdom Animalia. Okay, Animalia. This is actually we are writing the classification of bird. Okay, so kingdom Animalia. Phylum is also chordata. Phylum of bird is also chordata. And next the class. What is the class of the bird? Bird Aves. Okay, the class of the bird is called Aves. So we know this. Okay, we know this. So as is this organism is somewhat related to, somewhat looks like birds, somewhat has similarities to birds. So we can classify this organism up to this class Aves. Correct? Because class Aves means in this class all the birds are classified, or all the organisms that have wings are classified. Okay, so it has wings, so we can classify this organism up to class Aves. Correct? Now this is classification. In this way we have to classify this unknown organism. Now it has some different characters also that is dissimilar with the bird, like it has glasses. Okay, so it has some dissimilar characters. Now on the basis of that dissimilar characters, that is not similar with the birds, on the basis of that dissimilar characters, we have to give that unknown organism a particular scientific name. Okay, and we know how we name a particular living organism. In previous video we have studied the rules of binomial nomenclature. Correct? On the by following that rules, then we have to name that unknown organism. Okay, and this is known as nomenclature. This is known as nomenclature. So these are four pillars of taxonomy. You can say these are four pillars of taxonomy, and by following these four point, taxonomy is based on the following, on the basis of these 4 points, taxonomy is based on. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. Now we will move to the modern taxonomy. We will know what is modern taxonomy. Modern taxonomy means, this is actually the basis of taxonomy. Okay, in modern taxonomy means, in modern days what we are doing, or what scientists are doing, that these four things are similar. These four things have to be there, because these are the four main or basic pillars of taxonomy. Within these we have some additions. What are the additions? This characterization, that means, what does this characterization mean? It means pointing down the characters. In modern taxonomy it is saying that we have to note down the morphological characters. Morphological character means external characters. Okay, we have to note down the morphological characters, means we have to note down the external characters or feature of the organism. Next, anatomy. That means, anatomy means internal feature or internal characters. We have to note down the internal characters of that unknown organism also. With this, we have to study the cell structure, or we have to note down, or we have to consider the cell structure. Cell structure means, we know that cytology, we call the study of cell is cytology. Okay, so cytology related information or cell structure, we have to consider this also. And the developmental process, how this unknown organism develop from the embryo, we have to consider this information also. And ecological information, that means, where does this organism live, how it interact with another organism of its surroundings. So we have to include that ecological information also. So modern taxonomy means, it is taxonomy. We have these four main pillars, and with this we have to consider the anatomy, the morphology, the cell structure, the developmental process, and the ecological information of the unknown organism too. Okay. So this is modern taxonomy. Now we will study what is systematics. Now we will study what is systematics. See, systematics means, systematics is very easy. If you understand taxonomy, systematics is easy to you. Systematics means taxonomy plus evolutionary relationship. What is this? See, systematics came from a Latin word systema. Systematics came from a Latin word systema, and systematic means systematic arrangement of organism. See, from that definition, it is you may say that it is somewhat similar to the taxonomy. Yes, it is. Okay, so it is a definition, you can say, of the systematics. And the main thing is that you have to remember, systematics means taxonomy plus evolutionary relationship. Means when we study taxonomy, we have to include the taxonomy. That means characterization, identification, classification, nomenclature. We have to include these four main things, and with that we have to consider the evolutionary relationship of the organisms. Okay, and these two are collectively called systematics. Systematics means taxonomy plus evolutionary relationship of that organism with other organisms. Okay. Evolutionary relationship, we can call this as phylogenetic relationship. That means, suppose we are mammal, humans are mammal, and donkey is also a mammal. Correct? Donkey is also a mammal. So, as we both are mammal, we must have some evolutionary relationship. We must have some common ancestor. And as we too are mammal, I and donkey, humans and donkey, so we must have some evolutionary relationship. Okay, so that evolutionary relationship we have to consider while studying systematics along with taxonomy. Okay. Okay. And the Carolus Linnaeus, we know that scientist Carolus Linnaeus, he has published a book or publication, and the name of that book is Systema Naturae. The name of that book is Systema Naturae. You have to memorize this. Okay, the name of the book, it may come in your exam. Okay, so this is all for today. I hope it is clear. It is clear, the topic is clear to you, and if you like the video, please like and subscribe the channel, and we will study the next part of that chapter in next video, and we will study in more details about this kingdom, phylum, class, order, this thing that is taxonomical hierarchy. We will study in the next video. Thank you.